Welcome to Cravings Control for Fat Loss. I'm your host, Laura Cavallo, former sugar binger, overeater, and yo-yo dieter turned fat loss and cravings coach for hundreds of busy women. Here at Cravings Control for Fat Loss, I'll be sharing mindset, movement, and metabolism strategies for those who are ready to ditch the fat diet cycle and slim down without counting calories, tracking points, or giving up any of the foods they love. Get ready to embrace progress over perfection, grace over guilt, and bring curiosity and learning to the inevitable ups and downs of your life. Expect a decrease in your cravings while seeing and feeling an improvement in how you look, how you feel, and your overall quality of life. I am so excited you're here, boo. Let's get started. Hello, and welcome to today's episode of Cravings Control for Fat Loss. My name is Laura Cavallo, your cravings coach, and today we're going to be talking about 5 things that can increase cravings. Now, this is not an exhaustive list, but these are some of the most common sort of cravings triggers that I have seen amongst clients that we work with, women that I speak to in the DMs, and just sort of everyday interactions working with clients and busy women. And just to note, these triggers do fall under our cravings archetypes, okay? And I went through the 3 cravings archetypes in our previous episode. So if you didn't get a chance to listen in, go ahead and check it out. I do go through the 3 different cravings archetypes, which are routine Roberta, disconnected Donna, and hormonal Henrietta. And so these cravings triggers do fall under those cravings archetypes. Now, again, this is not an exhaustive list, but it is sort of the most common things that I see. So let's get started. Number 1, this is a huge thing that can increase cravings, hunger, and overeating is intense exercise. Exercise like HIIT, running, cycling, really long strength training workouts, anything that's really going to make you work intensely or for an extended period of time. And most of the women that I work with are in their 30s and 40s. Their bodies are changing. Maybe they've had kids. There's more stress in their life. And a lot of them think that HIIT and these sort of intense workouts is really what they need in order to burn fat, slim down, and see results. And listen, at the end of the day, I know that it feels good to have a sweaty workout and be breathless and be burning. And it feels like you're actually doing something, right? And running feels good. It gives you those feel good endorphins, and cycling, you feel like a total badass. I totally get that. But when it comes to training, especially if you're a busy woman, you're stressed, you have a lot going on, these sorts of intense exercises can actually impact your metabolism and stress your adrenals even more and cause you to experience more intense cravings, more intense hunger, and have periods of overeating. So if you're someone that already struggles with cravings, hunger, maybe occasional binging, intense exercises like HIIT, running, and cycling may be doing more harm than good for you right now. Now, I am not anti-HIIT. I am not anti-running. Okay. I think that if you like those forms of exercise, let's try and keep them in your program. However, if you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond, even in your 20s, it is a great time for you to start strength training, okay? Lifting weights, resistance training, okay? And strength training does not mean getting bulky and getting big and looking, quote unquote, like a man, right? A lot of women fear weights because they think that they're going to bulk up. Now, some women do put on muscle a little bit easier than others, but it takes a lot of testosterone. It takes a lot of training, many years to really put on muscle mass. If it were that easy, I could tell you right now, a lot of women would be really excited if it were really easy to put on muscle mass, but it's actually not. However, if you are a beginner exerciser, you do have the newbie advantage of putting on muscle mass pretty easily. But anyway, I digress. When it comes to exercise, at Laura Cavallo Coaching, we prioritize strength training for our clients, right? And the reason is adding lean muscle tissue on your body actually makes your body more metabolically demanding. It actually helps to strengthen your metabolism because muscle mass helps you burn more calories at rest. And it gives you those peaks and valleys that you want. So when it comes to exercise, you really want to think about exercise as a way to shape the body, not to slim the body. Okay. Exercise should build the peaks and valleys that you want to maintain, and nutrition should be the means and the mode for that fat loss and that slimming that you want. So, say you're doing 5 days of HIIT right now. I would encourage you to scale that back, maybe bring it down to 1 or 2, and start resistance training 1 or 2 days a week, 3 days a week. It's going to be the best thing for your metabolism. It's really going to help you control your cravings a little bit more. Okay, so second thing that I want to address today is something that a lot of women do when it comes to wanting to slim down, lose weight, or maybe if you've been stuck in the binge restrict cycle, this is a common occurrence that women do, is restricting your calories earlier in the day. Okay, so this is a big cravings trigger, is under eating earlier in the day. And trust me, I've been there. I binge and restricted for years and years and years. The morning after a binge, the last thing you want to feel like doing is having, a healthy, nutritious, filling breakfast, right? If anything, in your mind, you're like, okay, well, I ate a lot yesterday. I'm just going to have some coffee, and then I'll just have like a salad at lunch. And then, I'll just have dinner later. I'll just do like whatever veggies and protein. I'll try and keep carbs a little bit lower, right? So what actually happens is, for example, your body needs 2,000 calories per day, right? That's just an example. If your body needs 2,000 calories per day, whether you start eating them at 9 a.m. or at 5 p.m., your body is still going to be hungry and need those calories. So that's why a lot of women who tend to restrict during the day tend to overeat and binge at night and eat the majority of their calories between that 5 and 10 p.m. time slot, because you are under eating throughout the day. And that is causing that intense hunger and possibly even causing you to binge and overeat later on in the day. Right? So a better approach would be, say you did have a binge at night, right? Or you overate a little bit more the next day. Try to go back to your regular eating schedule, right? So try and have breakfast within 2 hours of waking up. Eat a filling breakfast, eat a filling lunch, and try and start to eat earlier throughout the day so that your body can actually use those calories that you are ingesting throughout the day. Right? Instead of eating your calories at 5 p.m. and now your body's like, okay, well, we're like just going to sit down and watch TV and lay down. Like, what are we going to do with all these calories? Right? So if you find that you are restricting in the day and binging at night, I want to encourage you to start to eat more during the daylight hours. Okay. I know it's scary at first. I know. Trust me, babe. Start eating calories earlier. It's going to help balance out your hunger and your cravings much, much better. Okay. The third thing that is causing cravings increase for you is the all or nothing diet mindset. Okay. Now we're tapping a little bit into mindset now. If you are someone that is all in or all out or has an all or nothing relationship with food, maybe you label food good or bad or allowed, not allowed. Monday through Friday, I'm eating really good, really clean. Saturday and Sunday, I'm having a free-for-all. This all or nothing diet mindset could actually be triggering more cravings, hunger, and overeating for you because of that nature that, when you tell yourself you can't have something, you want that thing more, right? You're like, well, dang, I can't have bread. Well, now it's the only thing I'm going to think about, right? And I know that you're giggling right now and shaking your head, like nodding your head up and down, like, hell yeah, like you're right? Whenever I tell myself I can't have candy or I can't have ice cream, it's the only thing you friggin' think about, right? So how I encourage my clients to think about food and nutrition is really try to eat in the gray area, right? Not the black, not the white, but really find more balance within the gray area. And obviously you don't know how to do that right now, right? But hopefully throughout learning in this podcast and maybe even following me on Instagram, you will be able to get more resources on how to eat in the gray area a little bit more and really navigate that in between space. Okay, so the fourth thing that can increase cravings, hunger, and overeating is this is kind of a double whammy. Okay, this is kind of like a 2 for 1. So you're welcome. Number 1 is poor quality sleep. Okay. And when it comes to sleep, I'm talking about quality sleep and quantity sleep. Okay. Now I could do a whole episode on sleep and I will, but in general, we want to aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep and restful sleep. Okay. Not with the TV on, kids in the bed, cat jumping on your face, looking at your phone in the middle of the night. And again, I'll do a whole episode on this, but when it comes to sleep, we really want quality and quantity because, and you might notice this, is when you are fatigued, when you are tired, cravings go up. Okay. And that is a physiological response. It is a survival mechanism of your body that is saying, we need to try and keep this person alive and alert. And so let's get some calories. Like, let's try and give her some energy. The second thing that can be a major cravings trigger, and I like to pair these two together just because they're both S words and they go hand in hand, is stress. Okay. Stress can make you more reactive and cause you to act more impulsively and seek out those highly palatable foods that give you that quick reward, that quick dopamine hit. Okay. So stress isn't a bad thing, right? Stress is helpful. It can help motivate you, can help you stay focused. It can help you stop procrastinating, right? But when we have low level chronic stress, where we're in a constant state of anxiety, stress, this sort of central nervous system heightened consistently throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month, that can be more chronically damaging. Okay. So a little stress peak here and there throughout the day, that's Gucci. Okay. But if you're chronically stressed, that's something that we definitely have to address. And now that you know stress is a major cravings trigger, maybe it causes you to emotionally eat or mindlessly eat. Start to observe when you get stressed. Do you wander into the kitchen, right? Are you just mindlessly pulling those crackers out of the food box, right? What do you do under stressful situations? Do you drink? Do you close yourself off from people and go and eat? Okay, so start to become aware of sleep and stress as major cravings triggers. You're going to hear a lot more about stress and sleep when it comes to cravings because they're so complex, but they're so powerful as well. And then the last thing that can increase cravings and hunger are eating highly palatable foods, okay? Quote unquote junk food, quote unquote fast food, okay? Highly palatable foods like chips, cookies, anything that has like high salt, fat, sugar, carb content just gives you those yum yums, right? It's like, that was good. And so your brain's like, we want more of that shit. Like, go grab more of those chips, sit your ass down, and don't even serve yourself in a bowl or a cup. Like, we're going to eat that, right? It is a physiological response. It is a craving that your body has that it does not want to not eat that stuff. Okay. Now, at Laura Cavallo Coaching and in our one-on-one program, The Cravings Cure, we teach clients how to include some of their favorite yum yum foods, which might include highly palatable foods, into your day-to-day meals and routine in a way that is going to help you control cravings and achieve lasting fat loss. I don't believe in restriction. I don't believe in taking things out of your diet. I mean, we have spent years and years and years restricting and eliminating. That is the last thing we need. We need to learn how to work with our cravings and work them into our diets. So while highly palatable foods can definitely increase cravings, and there's certain situations where maybe eating them on an empty stomach or eating them alone, right? Those things can actually increase cravings. But if we're able to plate them in a satisful way, then we can actually help to dissipate some of those cravings that can occur as a result of eating those highly palatable foods. And in the coming months, in the coming episodes, you will definitely hear more craving strategies that relate to situations where you're going to be surrounded by cookies and cakes and, tasty mashed potatoes and ice cream and bacon and all of that stuff that we really like and we really want to eat. But I'm going to give you some strategies, some ways to manage them and navigate these situations that are hopefully going to put you in the driver's seat and make you feel empowered and confident and in control of your diet choices. Okay, that is all I have for you today. Let me know what you thought of this episode. I'd really love to hear your feedback if maybe you identify with any of these cravings triggers that can increase hunger and overeating. So go ahead and shoot me a DM or follow me on Instagram and let me know at Laura Cavallo __cravings_coach. And I will see you soon. Bye, guys. Hey there, before you go, I want to invite you to subscribe to our holiday email series, The 12 Days of Cravings Control. In this free offer, you'll get one short email per day with a quick cravings tip, recipe, or workout to help you eat better, move more, and stay on track without having to dedicate a ton of time. The first email goes out on Monday, December 5th, and you can subscribe anytime through Friday, December 16th. See you there.